welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Carly and I run a handmade small business called Lynn Made. And today I wanted to take you guys along with me while I make a new product. And this is not my idea. I saw it from Woodland Creations, and I'll put all of her information in the description box so you guys can check her out too. But yeah, it was kind of a prayer quilt in a keychain form, and I just fell in love with it. And so these are the Bible verses. You get these off of her website. It's a digital copy, and I will put that down below as well. And I just cut them out into 2.5-inch squares, and we're going to have, like, one of them will have a Bible verse on the back, and then it'll have a print any fabric on the front, and it's going to have a piece of cotton in the middle. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know her whole process of how she made them. I think she was using like old quilts that she had cut up, and that would be super cute too. But I only have, I'm going to do my little scrap fabric pieces here that are 2.5-inch squares, and I'm going to cut up some of the cotton batting as well. And then we're going to use this like tan and cream colored ribbon here and use that as like the little hangy tab part. So I'm going to take you guys along while we make some of these, and I just want to make sure like the size is working okay. I think it's going to be fine because we're going to do like pinking around the edges. I think it's going to work out, but if not, we'll, you know, figure it out all together. But I'm also working on a kind of new style tote bag. The ones that I have my mini totes, which those are perfect for like school, church, anything like that. It holds your notebooks very well, your books really well. It holds my Bible, my notebook, all of that. But I want to have a like decently sized width tote bag and height. So I'm working on a couple different sizes there. So yeah, I figured I would just take you guys along with me this week while we work on a couple new things and bring you with me through the process and all of that. I've got stuff everywhere. Not sure if you guys can see, but these I'm working on AirPod cases. So these are just some of the pro size that have the Pellon there. I have way more over there. I just have to cut out more Pellon and iron them on. I've got my scrap fabric in a bucket, not a bucket, in a bin on the floor over there that I'm trying to go through and like cut down to certain sizes that I use and make sure like I use up as much as I can. I don't like to throw fabric away if I don't have to. I mean, I am like the person that I'm trying to find a little piece, but I will keep like the smallest piece, and I know I don't have to, but like, I don't know, inside I just can't throw it away. So I'm trying to go through them all and figure out what is able to be used and all of that. Maybe make a patchwork tote, you know, using all of the scraps together. But I'm just rambling. I've got my coffee, and we're gonna cut out some cotton fabric, cotton batting for the middle of these, and we'll put them all together. Okay, so I've got some of my cotton batting squares here. And what I'm going to do, so I've got my little, in which I used just the iron-on transfer paper that I use for my labels, and my prayer quilt squares. I just used that same thing and printed these out. And when I bought that from her, the digital file, they were pretty much already 2.5 inches squared, so I didn't have to do too much to it. All I did in Canva was add like a black square around them, just so when I cut them out, I know, you know, I'm not like cutting them too small or too big. So I've got one of my little outer fabrics here, and I've got one cotton batting, and then we'll have one square. Now I'm just double checking this because I want to make sure this one isn't actually perfectly square. So let's try a different one. I want to make sure that this is going to be the right size before I kind of go too far into it. Switch out my foot. I had my zipper foot on earlier, and I'm going to try it with my regular presser foot, but I think I might need my quilting foot. But let me just check this real quick. Yeah, I think, let me try it with my presser foot and see what happens. It's not terrible, but it shifted a little bit. So I want to see if switching it to my presser foot, no, my walking foot, will help with that movement. All right, so this is, let me pink the edges and I'll show you guys just a sec. Okay, I don't hate it. I still have some threads I need to trim, but the only thing I'm noticing, I like the size of them. I think that'll be a nice, like keychain size. 2.5 inch square is fine, but if you can notice, this image is a little bit too big. So I think I'm going to size that down to where it'll fit inside that square a little bit better. Because sewing around it, I kind of went into the image a little bit. So what I'm going to do is make those a little bit smaller, and I will be right back. Okay, so I printed a new sheet here, and I have it ironed on, and I still have my 2.5 inch square outline, but the image itself, I put it at 1.5 inches. So I think that will work out fine. And I did realize, thankfully those are just practice ones, but I also didn't have any of the ribbon cut out, so I did that too. Because if we're going to make them into keychains, we have to have them hang somehow. So I did those little ribbon pull tabs at 3 inches, I believe. And I'm just going to tuck those in and sew them onto it. So let's get another fabric square. That we'll get a piece of cotton and our topper. Let's try this one and add our little ribbon here. Okay, so my brain wasn't functioning for a minute because I was putting the keychain tab in, and then I was like, how am I going to do the pinking around the edges? But I'm going to have to do that first, and then we'll sew them with the tab. So I'm just going to make my little piles here that has the outer fabric, the cotton batting, and then the Bible verse on there. And then we'll do the pinking, and then we'll sew them with the little keychain tab on there. So let me cut all of these down and I will be right back. Okay, so you can see all my little scrap pieces that I've been cutting through here, but I want to show you kind of what I've figured out to be able to get them like this, so I can put the little tab in there for the keychain. So we'll get a bottom piece, any piece is fine. I'm making a mess. And I think once I get these kind of go through this pile here, I'm going to clean up a bit because I don't like to work when I have all of this mess going on. There's too much happening. So we've got our outer piece, our cotton batting, and then we'll have one of these here, which is the printed Bible verse. And I'll just have the 3 together. And I'm just going to trim off just a little bit of the side here. That out of there. I'm going to put a pin or a clip. I'm not going to put a pin. And then we'll turn it, and it's going to keep them together here. And then we'll cut that. And we'll trim this and trim that side. So then now we've got all 3 pieces in here, and we can sew around the edges and then put our little tab there for the keychains. Okay, so we've got our 3 little pieces here, and I've got those pinned, and I've got my little tabs here out of the ribbon. I'm just going to set those in here too, so we can sew those in there. And when I go over that, I'm going to go over it probably a couple times just to like strengthen it here. But let's stitch it and see what happens. Here it is, all finished with our little keychain pull tab here and our back fabric. And I think what I'm going to do on the website is you guys are going to be able to choose what Bible verse you want, but the back fabric is going to be completely random, just for like scrap pieces you know, that I have laying around. But I think these came out so cute. So I'm going to finish working through all of these and getting all of these scraps just used up. And I've got to print some more of the Bible verse pieces. And yeah, we will get all of these finished and just use up all these little scraps that we have. Okay, so I have my pile here of them finished, the ones that I'm at least doing for right now, but I wanted to show you guys the final product. This is the either the front or the back, but instead of doing like a regular just basic keyring, I got these nice like gold ones, and they're nice clasps. So they have like, you know, I don't know what you call that, but those are what's gonna be on them, not just a generic keyring. So I still have to cut the threads on all of those and put the key rings on them, but my brain is going a million miles an hour again. So bear with me. I feel like this is just normal at this point, but my room is a mess. I have too many different projects going on right now, and I need to clean my room. So I'm going to do that and do a little break here of sewing and just clean up real quick, because I've got my ironing board, I've got things behind me. I'm still finishing up the rest of the summer collection, which again will be listed down below in the description box if you guys want to check that out on my website. But yeah, I've got a lot going on and I need to clean up before we continue another project, because this is kind of driving me a bit nuts. So I'll take you guys along with me while we clean up a little bit so I don't lose my mind. All right, so we are a little bit more cleaned up here, and I want to say I got these sparkling waters from Waterloo. It's the guava berry one. It's pretty good. I normally get just the Aldi brand ones. I think it's like Belle V, something like that. But I saw those at Publix the other day, and they were buy one, get one. So I think we got that flavor and peach. And they're both pretty good. I think the guava berry one is my favorite. And I think it's funny because a lot of people don't really care for sparkling water, which, you know, it's your own preference, but they call it like drinking like static TV. And I just think that's hilarious because like it's very bubbly, but yeah, I enjoy them. So that's kind of like our soda in the house. We don't really get soda. And if we do, it's ginger ale. Just because like we will drink them and we just choose, we have sparkling waters. My husband makes different kinds of like iced teas, or we have like regular water. So, but, as I'm just cutting these threads off here, I wanted to get, your guys' opinions, those of you who do markets and stuff, because obviously we're not having a market vlog. And I don't know how I was supposed to approach the situation with the weather. So it rained pretty much the whole entire time that was setup time. So it was setup was from 12 to 3:30, and I'm not talking like just a little bit of rain. It was thundering, lightning, and just downpouring. And I didn't feel safe, I don't know, like getting out there, putting my tent up with how much lightning there was, and like potentially my stuff getting ruined while I'm trying to set up. So I didn't end up going, and it ended up like stop raining. How would I say that? It stopped raining around 4. And it ended up being a really nice day. But again, it was past the like setup time, and I didn't know what to do. I've never been in that situation before. And like, I've been at markets, obviously, when it's rained, but I was already like set up and everything. And, you know, you just put your walls down and, you know, move on. But I've never had that situation where it's literally downpouring, thundering lightning. And I'm not talking like a little bit of lightning. This past like rainy season we've had in Florida, it is just, there's so much lightning. Like, I've never seen this much lightning in my 37 years of living in this state. So that was kind of like a concern for me. And I don't know how I was supposed to handle that. Like, if you just go out there and put your stuff up and pray you don't get hit by lightning, or, you know, I don't know. But that was my situation last week. And yeah, so I was upset about it, kind of feeling like super guilty. And it took a couple days for me to like not feel guilty, because, you know, my safety is a #1 priority first and foremost. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, about how you guys would have handled that. Like, would you have gone and set up anyway? Just let me know, because I'm curious. So I'm just gonna continue snipping all these threads here. And I got most of the stuff cleaned up. We had a little praise and worship break during cleaning, but I just wanted to get pretty much like the stuff off the floor. My tables were kind of, you know, messy all over the place, and I've got it kind of organized. So I also want to work on this tote bag with you guys and see your thoughts on the size of it and everything. And, you know, if it's like a decent size, or, you know, what you guys are looking for. Because I also have that huge like overnighter bag that I made as well. So I just want to see what your guys' thoughts are on this size of a tote bag. So I'm just going to, well, before we do that, and then I'm going to finish up the little bit of summer collection I have to do. So yeah, I'm just going to finish snipping these little threads off and then putting our little gold rings on them. And these will be, as you're watching this, these will be on the website and my Etsy too. But yeah, these came together really quick. I really, really like them. And I think, again, these will be another great seller at markets. And all of these Bible verses that I used on these, again, I'll put them in the description box of who I got them from. And she just sells the digital file. And you can just, or I think she sells them like pre-made as well, so you don't have to make them. But I just bought the digital file because I can make them myself. But for those of you who can't, she does sell them like made as well. So then all you have to do is just get the, you know, cotton batting or whatever you want to use, and the little backing piece. So yeah, I'll put that in the description box because I want to show her support and, you know, show where I got the idea and all of that. So I'm going to continue snipping the threads here, and I will catch you guys in a little bit when these are all finished. Lord, I have crazy hair again. Okay, so all of these have their little gold rings on them. So I'm gonna take pictures of them tomorrow at work probably, because there's a nice tree and the sun comes in, and I like it out there. Rather than my fence pictures that are on my website that you guys see a lot of. But before I start quilting these pieces for the tote bag, I need to fill up all of my bobbins here. I need a new spool of thread, which I now keep in my little, because I have like, it's almost like an Alex drawer for my IKEA under here, but I got it at Michael's. It was severely overpriced for what it is, and I got it while it was like 50% off. So I'm gonna need that to fill up these bobbins, and I like to just do all of them at once just to get them done and over with. But I also wanted to mention to you guys, I don't know if I told you, but I was kind of reading, I started when the moon hatched, but I really was not feeling like a fantasy at the moment. So I went to like a thriller, and this was from recommendation from Jane, and it is Mary Kubica. It's not her. And I only have like 2 hours left in the book, and it is just so good. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who did it and I need to find out. So while I fill up my bobbins and start quilting this, I'm going to finish this book here. We could probably finish it tonight. It's only 7:30, so we've got enough time, you know, to just hang out and chill and sew. A little late night sewing. Not late night, but a little nighttime sewing. The sun's going down, and yeah, this is my favorite time to sew. So let's get started. Okay, we are finished with the tote bag, and while I still have some daylight, I wanted to show you guys. And I actually love this size because I think it's wide enough and also tall enough, and it has the depth. It probably is about, I think, 6 inches in depth there. But, you know, it's got nice long straps, not too long, but I really like, I think these are, I think I did them 26 inches. But for the inside, as you guys saw, I went with the purple gingham, but there's a nice big pocket in there. I changed the size of the pocket just a little bit as well, just to, you know, I don't know. I don't know if people want like a big pocket or a little pocket, but I think it turned out super cute. And I'm so happy with it, and I really, really, really like this size. So going forward, minus my mini totes, these are going to be the size of all of my tote bags, and I have to work on, you know, putting them in the other prints as well, but I figured we could start off with this one, and I'm going to put this on the website as well. So I have to hurry up and take a photo of it while I can, while there is still some daylight. But yeah, I love how this turned out, and I think it's super cute. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this Saturday, and stay tuned for next week's video because we're going to be doing a lot of market prep for our big one coming up in October. I'm kind of working on it behind me here, but it's going to be AirPod cases, and those take a long time, and I have to make a lot of them. So that way I'll only make them once, maybe twice a year. I just do like a huge bulk. I'm talking probably over 300 at a time. So yeah, but these keychains are now on the website as well. And what I did was, you guys are going to be able to choose what Bible verse you want on them, but the backing fabric is going to be completely random. But they all will have this really nice gold clasp here. And yeah, that way you can choose which Bible verse you want and all of that. But again, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this week, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you next Saturday. Bye.